Hello. So let's talk about credit score improvements. Let's look at helping you to be able to improve your credit so that you can get a good loan at a good rate at a cheaper interest rate just by making some improvements to your credit score. That's all. So let's have a look at some ideas that we can do. First thing we can do is, how do we understand our credit score? So as a general rule and thumb is anything above 600. So anything below 600 is classed as poor. And there are a few factors that come into account for why it might be poor. So anything between that 600 and 799, you're sitting really good. Okay, you've got a great credit score. All lenders, when you're going to make any inquiries on your credit, if you're going to go for a home loan or whatever, if you're using a mortgage broker, we don't do this. We have a talk to you first. We have a look at everything. We'll look at your credit report. We'll order a credit report, but we're not inquiring on your credit report. Okay, so we're just looking at it to see where your situation is so that we can help you get into a home loan, whether you're going for a personal loan or business loan. The first thing the banks are going to do is look at your credit report. Okay, everything is on it. It's a bit like a doctor's report. Okay, so there are a few things to take into account why your credit report might be low. Is your payment history. 35% on-time payments help improve your score. I'm looking at a blog post, so you're happy to have a read of that later. It's all in detail. Everything's there about what the different rates are for you, whether you're poor, whether you're high, and what takes into account to do with your credit report. So the other one would be credit utilization. So 30%, the ratio of your credit card balance to your credit limit. So say if you've got a credit limit of $2,000 and it's above 30%, you've got 70%, you've got $1,500 to $1,600 owing on your credit card at your $2,000. They're going to take that into account as well. So the length of your credit history. So the longer your credit history, the better. So if you've got a little bit of credit history there, it's awesome. If you don't have any credit history at all and you've never borrowed, it doesn't matter. Nothing's going to show on that, but it's still okay. Types of credit. A mix of credit types can be beneficial. So say if you've got a home loan and you've got a credit card, so you've got a couple of things there. So when someone's looking at your credit report, the first things they're going to do is look at these things. Have they had other credit before? Have they been good with their payments? They're going to look at all those things and take those into account. And any new credit. So 10%. We don't want anything over 10%. So say if you've gone to the bank, you've got a home loan, walked into the NAB, first thing they're going to do is make an inquiry. And then you're going to walk into the next bank or Bank of Queensland. They're going to do the same. So you're going to have 4 or 5 inquiries before the end of the day. So if you're going to go from bank to bank to bank to bank, you best to come to a mortgage broker first. We can always get you the best deal anyway. And we can do a pricing with all these banks anyway. So that's one thing. So you can check your credit report. It's free. You can get a free one every year. You can go to Equifax. I'll have some links down below. And also in the blog post, I've got plenty of links in there for that. I've also got an improvement guide, a credit improvement guide. So I'll have all these things on for you. So you can go, okay, this is good, this is good, this is good, this is good. It just needs to get ready for when you're going to apply for a loan. So if you do apply for a loan, you've made an inquiry, there's another inquiry on it. So let's look at these things first. Other things that you can look at is just make sure you pay your bills on time. Simple, I know, but set up a repayment reminders. I've always got a repayment reminder. Oh my God, I've got to make sure I transfer money here, there, wherever. Make sure I don't have it. And plus it's going to cost you money. So on your overdue fees anyway. So it's a really good thing to set up those. Then catch up on late payments. Make sure that you're catching up. So if you're looking at going and getting a new home loan or whatever, have a look at, or even a personal loan, have a look at what you've got. Have a look at, am I being realistic? So let's look at what we've got, what we can pay down. You might have a couple of small, you might have some zip pays, you might have some of those little interest-free things. And some of them you might not even owe money on them, and they're sitting on your credit report. You might want to close them off, get rid of them. So because they're going to affect you being able to get any more credit or getting a line or whatever. So it's a really good idea to see what's on that credit report. Avoid opening any new accounts, like we're talking about, just in case. Limit any new applications. Close down any old ones that are opened, and deal with any existing debt. So if you're dealing with existing debt, consolidate it. You might have 4 or 5 different zip pays. Try and get rid of them all. Even if you get a credit card, pay one credit card and just pay them all out and get rid of it. And then if you get a credit card, transfer it over to an interest-free one. The same. Diversify your credit types too. That's another thing. You take your credit cards, your personal loans, things like that. But it's also good to look at a debt consolidation and things like that as well. All right. So if you do need help and you are in a bit of a pickle and a mess, get a friend to help you out. Or you can get a credit authorizer. So you can get an authorized user to help you out with any of your debts. There are plenty of companies out there that you can look at. There's Credit Fix Solutions. There's a few other different ones. And they will help you navigate all your credit, especially if you've got some judgments and things on your credit and you want to get rid of them. So you want to make your credit report into a better one. So there's a lot of those. And plus, if you're going to go for a personal loan, this is a really good place to start. Start looking at your credit. So I've got a credit improvement guide. So just download it and it'll be in the link down below, and we'll see you later. So Kerry-Anne, local mortgage broker here in Caloundra. So I can help you out with any of your finances. Just reach out if you've got any questions you'd like to ask me, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.